And welcome into the next edition of the Downtown Download. I am Troy.
And I'm Courtney.
Great to have you here with us as always in the heart of Downtown Greenville at Nash Studios as we record each and every day. And also, I got to give a plug to Nash Chicken next door, my tea sponsor. Thank you to Ryan and the great folks at Nash Chicken. If you're looking for a great deal, $10 or less, you can go get a lunch special every day over there. So always a great spot if you're hungry. But let's talk about something completely different from food today, Courtney.
Yeah.
And this is something that I happen to be an expert on.
Is it?
No, I'm not. That's why I'm going to find this fascinating. Tattoos. When you think tattoos, you probably don't think of Troy D, but we'll find out if we have a tattoo coming up.
Hey, by the end of this show, maybe we'll have Troy D booked for a tattoo.
Maybe, you never know. We'll see. But Emily is joining us. She runs her own downtown tattoo studio down here in the self-help building. Emily, great to see you. How are you?
Great to see you.
Thank you
Thank you guys
here.
so much for having me. I'm really excited.
Absolutely. So how long have you been in the tattoo business?
I've worked around downtown at a local shop for 4.5 years. Started tattooing my second year into working there after I graduated college. And I kind of just got the ball rolling and literally haven't put a machine down since.
So when I was in school, and I don't want to say how long
Don't
ago,
show your age here, Troy.
When I say it's the 1900s, it sounds so old. You know, it seems like it was just 5 years ago. But anyway, when I was in school, it was rare for people to have tattoos. And if you went to the beach or
it
pool,
was taboo.
You did not see it that much. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, I feel like now it's rare if you don't have one. It's totally flipped. Your business, I got to imagine, or at least the industry, seems to be very busy and is thriving.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a really crazy couple of years, honestly. And this is technically the slow season for most tattooers. So if you're still working and grinding at full capacity, it's a lot of work. You have to be a social media influencer in order to actually get people in to see you. And there's a lot behind the scenes that goes on to it, not just being tattooed. So
what amazes me, Courtney, is just even just downtown, how many of your colleagues how many downtown tattoo places there are,
right?
And how many artists are down here?
It's honestly awesome.
Yeah. And is there enough business for everybody, I guess?
I would say so. Everybody has their own niche. Everybody has their own different style. And, it's up to the clients who they go to. I have clients that I've shared with a ton of other artists. I love seeing everybody's art on everybody's body because it's really just a canvas when you look at it at the end of the day. I mean, and so we're just covering just a bunch of canvases.
Yeah, and you were talking about your niche and your style. Talk to us about what your niche and your style is, because I know when I first, going back to the tattoos are taboo, even my family, even my parents are like, I'd really, really rather you not. I'm not telling you don't, but I'd rather you not. So when it finally came time that I did go and get my first tattoo, of course, the niche, the niche at the time and something that I was really passionate on were those fine line tattoos, something that felt a little bit thinner and not as dark or as bold. And so kind of talk to us about what we find when we come to your studio.
A lot of the things I do a lot of fine line because it's booming right now.
It is.
The girlies love it.
They do.
And I love it for them, honestly. There's a lot of different styles.
It doesn't require as much color. It's just one color,
No,
right?
Usually fine lines are just the very thin needle and it's very little detail and it kind of just represents, a lot of time it represents something very specific, or people will go and they'll do a bunch of little things and make little patchwork sleeves out of it. But it's not something that if you see them from 30 feet down the street that it's jumping out in your face. Like mine you can see from down the street, but it's more so they can hide it. They can put it in dainty little spots.
They're a little daintier.
Yeah,
they're
a little more family friendly.
Yeah.
It's a great way to say it. They really are.
They really are.
That's one reason that even I went fine line is because I felt like when my family saw them, it was a little more family friendly for them to look at.
So Courtney, what type of tattoo did you get?
I just have a couple. I have a flower bouquet that represents a flower for me, my mom, my dad, my brother, and then I have a hummingbird overlooking it that represents my mama who passed away. I don't have that many.
How did you decide location?
Honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. I pulled up on the internet tattoo placement locations and a picture of a human comes up and it has numbers, like let's say 1 through 24, and it shows you each of those placements on your body so that you can see how it looks in different spots. I went for the back of my arm. I have 2 on the back of my arm and 1 on my back, and then 1 on my ribs. But
ooh, that's a tough spot.
That was my second one ever. That one was not a good decision.
You're a trooper.
Yeah.
I've been doing this show with Courtney now podcast for a year, and I learned something new every time.
I wear pants and a hoodie to work every day.
I know. I haven't seen you in a bikini before, Courtney. So maybe this new information.
If I just wore
viewers.
short sleeves, you'd be able to see it. But I freeze
true.
to death. So you catch me in leggings and a hoodie every single day.
Yeah.
Are you looking to get more?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that.
Can I introduce you to a great tattoo artist?
Yeah, I found one right here. I think that one thing, and I think that you can probably back me up or take me completely away, is that once you start getting tattoos, you're always considering your next. I'm not saying you're always booking your next appointment, but you at least in the back of your head are always like, how much would it take to get back and behind that needle?
Exactly.
Once you get behind the needle once or twice, the scariness of it all really begins to wear off. You cannot give me a flu shot, but you can put me in a tattoo chair any day of the week and I would be completely fine.
All right. How bad does it hurt, honestly?
Honestly, completely depends on location. Completely depends on the tattoo itself, whether it's something small like fine line or if you're sitting for hours and hours. And it depends on your artist as well. I've been to a couple of artists in the past that are super heavy-handed. I've had some that are super delicate and light-handed. So it always depends on who you go to, which is why you should always do your research on who you're going to as well. So,
do you agree with when you're picking an artist, you're picking their style?
absolutely. You should always do the research, and you shouldn't ask artist who only does traditional work for the teeny daintiest little fine line. They'll do it, but it might not be exactly what you want. If you want fine line, you should go to a fine line specialist.
Yeah.
So
I also always think of the meme. You got to be careful on spelling because the no regrets.
No regrets.
no regrets.
No
No regrets.
Got to be careful. Have you ever made any mistakes?
No, not through any fault of my own. I had one guy who got a Bible verse and he left a number off of the end. So I had him come back and we added an 8 at the end of his verse. And I was like, I'm not going to charge you for this.
So
just
maybe
next time when I tell you to double check, you actually double check. Because I'll hand you the paper and I'll be like, you check everything. Because I don't know what
This
it is
is
that you want.
going
This is
on
all
your
you.
skin.
Yeah, you
I
make sure.
had a friend that had a tattoo cover, like it was a tattoo he didn't want anymore.
Yeah.
And he had it covered up with a different tattoo. Have you done that type of work too?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm definitely not, 20 years into the business where I'm the most perfect person to go to for a cover-up. So if there's something that's too extensive, I'll always recommend a different artist of who I know can do cover-ups. And I'll say, if you want something done, go there. But if it's something small and something easy, something within the realm, because I've been tattooing for 3 or 4 years, that's something that I would want to make sure, since it is permanent, that you go to somebody who is well-versed in that type of tattooing.
How much do these things cost, Emily? How do you guys price tattoos?
I price it usually based off the piece itself and how long it's going to take. I mean, if it's something small, I'm probably not going to charge more than $100. I've charged as little as $60 if it's like a little initial on a wrist or something.
So you don't do yours by the hour?
No, not
Which is
really.
good because I
it's
think
a
you need
factor,
some
but
artists who do
yeah.
and some artists who don't, because it gives people like me who I spend an
Yeah.
hour and a half in the tattoo studio and I'm back out the door.
Yeah.
It gives us the flexibility of finding someone who matches what I'm looking for, which is an hour and a half out the door versus
Yeah.
someone who's looking to get an 8-hour piece and sit in
Yeah.
a chair all day. And I know when you came in, you mentioned that in the studio that you're in, there's a couple other artists. So
Yeah.
there's some other artists working in
Yeah.
there with you. So can you kind of talk a little bit about what you guys are doing in there and
Yeah.
how you guys use all of you being individual tattoo artists, but also work together to bring people in the doors?
Yeah, I love them. They're awesome. They have been such good friends to me as well and just been so supportive of my transition to working over there. And it's really nice working with people because we're all relatively the same age. We're all relatively in the same, I guess you can say, pattern of work when it comes to just knowledge. So we're bouncing ideas off of each other constantly. We're always looking over each other's shoulders, seeing what that person's doing. Good job. That's awesome. I can't wait to see when that's finished. So that's really nice. They're hustlers, and who I'm speaking about is Janky Tattoos, Jody, and Stanza Inc., who is TJ. They're both really, really awesome tattoo artists, and we all kind of have different styles. We all kind of have different ways of tattooing, so being able to go and look at what they're doing and learn from them has been a really awesome thing over the past couple months.
It really is a skill. Cool. I mean, you got to be really talented to be able to do this stuff.
You're always learning. It's always changing.
I'll tell you, one of my roommates in college, she was gifted a tattoo gun. She was an artist, and she could draw amazing. And she was given that tattoo gun for Christmas one year, and she started on her fake skin. And I think that was the day that she really realized, this is completely different than a piece of paper and a pen, because now you're going into, people's skin, and it's permanent. And so I think the time that it takes for you guys to really perfect what you're looking to do is really, really awesome.
Yeah. And Emily, we just met recently, so you don't know the answer to this, so I'll ask you. Just judging me right now, what type of tattoo, if you thought I had a tattoo, what do you think that tattoo would be, and where would it be?
More than likely, you're going chest, shoulder, or back. Honestly, as a 90s kid of some sort, I could see you with like some full tribal piece, but I don't know if you'd sit through it.
I'm seeing an ECU logo here. I'm seeing like Shane Carden.
A North Carolina
That's exactly
outline.
what I'm looking at, an outline. But I do agree of the chest and the shoulder. That's
that
about where I would see it too.
What's better? I was afraid you were going to say a butterfly over my ankle or something.
That
like
too.
that.
I mean, we support.
Little something on the small of the
back.
We'll
hold your hand while you do it.
Little tramp stamp, maybe.
Do they still call it that? Because that was a term back in my day.
And they're making a big comeback.
Are they?
Oh yeah,
okay.
It's awesome.
Okay.
So those are back in style.
Line little
all the Gen X
stamps.
stuff is coming back.
It is.
Now.
It is. Next thing we know, we're going to be wearing leg warmers again. But we'd be warm today.
I could use it today.
Yeah.
All right. Well, no, that I almost got one of those. The henna tattoos, the fake.
Yes. Oh, I love those.
Back when those came out, as a joke one summer, I almost went barbed wire on my arm.
I did it to my
remember that
parents.
back when that craze was going on? That was probably back in the late 90s too, the barbed wire.
Exactly.
Does everybody remember like the Browning craze when everybody went through the hunting gear, the Browning gear? So I did that to my parents one year, my 18th birthday. The henna, I went and got a Browning symbol, and I was like, Mom, Dad, I went and got a tattoo. I thought my dad was going to kill me. That would be why I waited until I was 23 years old to get my first tattoo.
And sometimes it's okay to wait that long because you never know what you're going to like at
I made
18.
a good permanent decision.
All right, last question. I know it's got to be because you're a tattoo artist, but you can't tattoo yourself.
Yeah, I can.
Oh, do you? I was going to ask you. I was like, how do you end up? Because you've got a sleeve and stuff on your leg.
I've done a lot on my leg. Yeah.
I was like, do you use other people? Is it like a hairdresser that you trust another hairdresser, and then you trade services, or how do you do that?
Oh yeah, in this industry, you're always making trades. I've traded for my hair before, absolutely.
But I mean, you've done your own tattoos.
Yeah.
Wow.
It just depends on what I can reach.
Okay.
I did. I mean, this one was definitely more difficult to reach because I was like, ugh. But yeah. I mean, the fight or flight, as long as you can get through that of literally harming yourself,
then you're fine. Once you get through that part.
All right, give yourself a plug of how people can find you.
Remind us where you're located.
Yeah, and how they can contact you if they're interested in talking to you more about their next tattoo.
Well, you can always reach out to me on Instagram or email. My email is tattooswithemily@gmail.com, and my Instagram is _tatswithem. Or you can come see me at my shop. It's at 301 Evans Street, Suite 103B.
In the self-help building.
In the self-help building, literally right across from the courthouse.
Yep, perfect.
Looking for the courthouse, going for self-help. That's how you find Emily.
Absolutely.
Great stuff. We'll get continued success for you.
Thank you.
And it was a pleasure talking with you today.
Yeah, thank you for being here.
It was really cool being
Learn
here.
something new about tattoos. Learn something new about Courtney. Yeah. See, we're constantly learning and growing.
We've got to get Troy into the studio.
I would love.
So we'll have to see. That would be a hilarious podcast. Me getting a tattoo.
So that's what we'll do is when we finally talk Troy into it. We're taking Nash Studios on the road.
Oh my God.
Well, keep up the good work. Thanks for your time today on the Downtown Download.
Thank
Great
you for joining
us.
you.
Of course.
And until next time, Courtney, great seeing you.
Nice to see you, Troy.